Yo, what's going on YouTube? It's your boy Truckin' Chubby, aka Clarence Hampton III. Clarence Hampton III, aka Truckin' Chubby. Like and subscribe. Come for the ride. Hey, what's going on, y'all? Hope y'all had a wonderful and prosperous week, and I hope y'all continue on. And thank you for viewing me and clicking on that view and watching my videos. Alright, as y'all know, I like to start my videos off with Black and Missing. I do that because I believe all of us need to do our little share on black people going missing. Okay, now I just want y'all to be able to take a look at it. You might see somebody who's been missing for a while, anywhere you might be traveling, so forth and so on, you know what I mean? It could be a number of reasons why, and just to check it out, just to see, it's a lot of us that go missing, and the media doesn't play it. We cannot depend on the national media to get this out about us when we go missing, because they're just not going to do it, and it's not going to be on a continuous loop as it should be. The families don't get enough help, so I'm trying to do my small part in doing this, and I'm bringing it at the beginning of my videos because I want y'all to watch the whole thing, and I want y'all to at least be able to see this. Okay, now the website is blackandmissinginc.com. As I explained before, you can Google it, you can put it straight into your search bar. Once you're on that page, you will see thumbnails. You'll see first and last name first, and then you can see your home state. If you click on any state, you'll see on the left hand side of the screen thumbnail pictures of people that are missing and in that same bar it'll have details and poster. Now exactly what it is, it's the poster and the details: their hair color, the way their hair was, their eye color, their weight, where they were last seen, was they riding a bike, were they walking, anything, the known associates, how to get in touch with their local law enforcement. This is very important that we do our little share in doing this, and I'm just trying to do mine. So please, y'all, if I ever get the chance to check it out, just check it out. Black and Missing INC. All right, now after I do that, I gotta sing good vibes, y'all, with, because it's tough out here. It is, and I just hope y'all week was good, whether you was taking care of kids, no matter what you was doing. I hope it was great. Now today on the show, y'all, I want to shed a little light on, we constantly think about police brutality. Okay, it happens a lot in our neighborhoods. It happens so much, and I want to talk about it because it needs to be talked about, and it needs to be said. It does. And one thing we never really think about when we're thinking of these police brutality cases, unless you had a family member, or you went through it, or somebody went through this, you would never really know. And this is what I want to try to inform my viewers on, and anybody who watches this video on, is a lot of that has to do with your medical examiner. Okay, some people whatever, forensic pathologists, a lot has to do with them and how they start, how they find evidence, because it's like three legs that you have to deal with, right? It's like three things that you have to deal with in this thing. So it'd be the police, the prosecutors, and then the medical examiner. What did the medical examiner put on the death certificate, so that the families can know what's going on? Now, back in the 70s, and or I think maybe early 80s, back in the 70s for sure, they used to use a term called psychosis with exhaustion, and the medical examiners were taught to use this term only when a person died while being subdued by the police. Okay, now I didn't know what that was. I said, what is psychosis with exhaustion? First off, the terms I'm going to give you, it's almost for mental patients, right? That's okay. So psychosis with exhaustion is is for psychotic patients who maintain a progressive motor and mental excitement are in danger of developing exhaustion syndrome, which may terminate in a sudden death, and emotional and agitated state related to drug overdose, withdrawal, etc. Okay, I'm gonna read that again for y'all. Okay, I'm gonna spit that again for y'all just in case y'all didn't get that. This is psychosis with exhaustion. Psychotic patients who maintain a progressive motor and mental excitement and are in danger of developing an exhaustion syndrome, which may terminate in sudden death, and emotional agitated state related to drug overdose or withdrawal. And that's what they used to use back then. I don't know if they're still using that term or trying to use that term, but if y'all could remember, that's kind of what they tried to use for George Floyd. They tried, they said, they didn't find, what they said was they didn't find any evidence that while being subdued by the officer hurt him, but however, it may have been his heart condition and drugs. Right? So, like I said, now it all comes down to the police, the prosecutor, and the medical examiner. Now, without the medical examiner, it becomes tough. And now, moving forward, ever since George Floyd and the National Association of Medical Examiners reported that the first autopsy is more important and reliable than the second autopsy, and you can't depend on the second autopsy because they're hired by the family, so you can't depend on a forensic pathologist or medical examiner / medical examiner that's hired by the family, because the first autopsy is more important and reliable than a second one. But if you asked a forensic pathologist or a medical examiner, then they would tell you that the second one actually reveals more because now they know more. Okay. All right. So, and it's just a shame that there's a shortage on forensic pathologists in the USA, and we need more out there, and we need honest ones that aren't afraid of the law. Because I don't know if y'all could remember the case of an older gentleman that passed away in Louisiana. Shout out to Ronald Green's family. I hope that this does not bother y'all in any way for me using this, but he was reported to have died in a car crash, but the family didn't believe so, right? The family didn't believe so, but for so long, the medical on the death certificate, it was saying that he died from a car crash because that's what the medical examiners put down. And the family had to wait almost 2 whole years to get this taken care of. And I know if y'all can remember this because it became huge, but it took them 2 years because the medical examiner put down that he died in a car crash. Said nothing about him getting tased, pepper sprayed, and beaten. And that's what the cause of death was with Mr. Ronald Green. God bless him. You know what I mean? But that's my point, is that we really don't look at the medical examiners of it, because just almost that quick, they was almost able to hide a death. Almost. If that family did not stay persistent on that, they would have gotten away with that. Shame on that medical examiner for doing that. Shame on them. But what are they going through to make them want to report things like that? This is a life we're talking about. Is it the fact that they're dealing with district attorneys and police? Are these district attorneys corrupt? Are they bullying these medical examiners? Or are these medical examiners just saying, I got so much work, I'll just put whatever? What is it? But however it is, it should not be done. It should be put down. Whatever their cause of death was should be on there, regardless of what it is. Regardless. Yes, and then nowadays they use a term if somebody dies while being subdued by police. They use a term called excited delirium. Excited delirium. It's a controversial diagnosis and sometimes characterized potentially fatal state of extreme agitation. Again, I'm going to read that again for y'all, okay? Excited delirium. Controversial diagnosis, sometimes characterized potentially fatal state of extreme agitation. Once again, this is a mental health diagnosis. Now, most people who are being subdued are crazy, but not everybody is. But this is the first thing that, now this is what they're putting on death certificates. I'm sorry if I didn't make that clear. Back in the 70s, they used to put on death certificates. What was the cause of death while being subdued by the police? Psychosis with exhaustion. That's what it is. Now today, they're using excited delirium. Okay? Potentially fatal state of extreme agitation. Because they claiming that you're resisting. Okay? And just because somebody's saying they can't breathe, that they can breathe. Well, I learned just recently that your diaphragm, when you're breathing in, you're coming down. When you're being subdued on your back, it's pushing up. Everything's pushing up against that. So now you can't breathe in, but you can speak out. You can speak out with the little bit of air you got left in the tank in your lungs. So that little bit of air left in your lungs, it's gonna sound like, I can't breathe. I can't breathe. I can't breathe. And it gets lower and lower because you're spending that air. Okay? That's what wind up happening in the cases like that. And that's why they die. So now we know if somebody is in front of us and they telling us they can't breathe, we should take them serious and try to check on them. Okay? Because that may be the case. They might only got a little bit of air left in their lungs. Enough to say that. Because they're not, and this hold is taught in self-defense classes, and these cops know that this can be a potentially fatal hold that they're putting on people. And the medical examiners are putting things down like that. Could you imagine being a family member and being looking on that? Like, what is that? What excited delirium? What is that? Psychosis with exhaustion? Like, what? They thought he was Mr. Cleo, Miss Cleo or something? Like, you know what I mean? Like, and I ain't trying to be funny, but I'm just saying, like, what would you think about that? You know what I mean? Like, it's just crazy that we don't think enough about that. And I just wanted to shed some light on that. And because I want to bring everything that I think is interesting. I'm gonna bring it and I'm gonna give my opinion on it, just like I told y'all on all the news that you may know and you may not know. Now, thank y'all for watching and tuning in. Keep tuning in because March Madness is here, and I'm gonna do a little something on that. I'm gonna do something on that. We're gonna do some things. So I appreciate y'all for tuning in and watching me. Hope y'all have a wonderful, prosperous couple days or week, however long it get back to y'all. I'm trying my best. Good vibes y'all way. Truckin' Chubby out.